it's your boy the Memphis XLR back at you with all of my COD games. The show we take a look at whatever deck we want to look at. We have ourselves a good old time. Today, we continue to look at decks that like to use Fire Formation Tanky, because it's going to go to 1 soon, so we might as well get our fun out of it while it's here at 3. So, we got ourselves a nice little deck here of the Koa'ki Meiru. This is an old school favorite of mine that likes to just, swarm a little bit, do some damage, focuses around this here old spell. It's an interesting archetype. We're combined a little bit with the Tri-Brigades here. Basically, the idea of this deck is you go first, set yourself a little board, a little bit of a soft lock. You let your opponent go, and then at the second turn, or your second turn, or the third turn, whatever, you build up on the board you made, and then you go for a game. So we got ourselves a deck here that's got all the stuff for doing that. And so I'm going to go over the deck list, and then we'll get right into the dueling. For our main deck today, we have 2 copies of Koa'ki Meiru Maximus, 2 copies of Alpha, the Master of the Beasts, 1 Barbaros King for flavor. We have 1 Mist Valley Apex Avian, 3 Koa'ki Meiru Urnites, 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Fractal, 2 Koa'ki Meiru Crusaders, 2 Koa'ki Meiru Suppliers, 1 Bear Statue of the Stormwind, 3 Tri-Brigade Karis, 1 Tri-Brigade Kit, and Nerval. We have 3 of the Iron Core of the Koa'ki Meiru, 3 Trade-In, 3 Diamond Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. We have 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Double or Nothing, 3 Tenki, 1 Last Time, and 3 Impermanence. For our extra deck, we have 1 Masquerena, 1 Tri-Brigade Fergie, 1 Win the Wind Charmer Verdant, 1 Nightmare Phoenix. We have Tri-Brigade Rugel. We have Samorg the Bird of Sovereignty. We have 2 Shireg the Ominous Omen, 1 Boral Sword Dragon, 1 Utopia Double, 1 Baguska, 1 Regular Utopia, 1 Lancelot the Dark Knight of the Underworld, 1 Dingirzu the Orcus of the Evening Star, and a Divine Arsenal Double A Zeus. The side deck is for a completely different version of this deck. If you want to try Rock Stun, this is the bare bones of that, using Adamanticators as well as the Rock Koa'ki Meirus to, be able to negate your opponent's stuff. But that's not today's deck. For now, though, let's go ahead and go to the EDOPro, show this deck off, show you how it works, and have ourselves a good old time. Alright, you are our first opponent. And you want to try and go first as often as you can with this deck. We are very much a go first and try to make yourself a little bit of a board. Soft lock and then let your opponent go sort of deck. And this opening hand... Okay, this will work. It's not the perfect hand, but it is a hand that'll at least work. So we've got Tenki. We're going to use Tenki to get Fractal. We're trying to make ourselves Samorg, the king of Tweety birds. Would have been even better if I had Urnite in my hand, but sadly I don't have Urnite in the hand. That's the best hand with this deck is you have Fractal, you have an Iron Core, and you have yourself an Urnite. That's the hand you want to see as often as possible. It's a very nice hand. That's why we run things like Trade-In to ditch, like, Alpha. Alpha's good if you wind up going second, but it's not necessary right now. So let's go ahead and add another Fractal. I don't need to add and discard Karis. Won't need Fractal again, so let's go ahead, use Karis' effect, ditching Fractal, and we shall summon forth Mr. Karis. Alright, I was about to say, if I get him permed right now, that would not be good. Anyway, we're going to banish 3 cards from our grave. Boom, boom, boom. Summon a Link 3 monster of the Winged Beast variety, or a Beast Warrior, but we want to go for some more. Rugel's good for other things, but not this things. So we got ourselves a Samorg. We'll go ahead and set a Call by the Grave. You want to make sure that there's plenty of zones with no spell traps. Right now we're good. We'll end our turn and end phase. I'm going to summon the Barrier Statue. You start with the Barrier Statue, and then after that, you go for the Apex Avian. This is what you do on your opponent's end phase. This is what we do on our end phase. A bit of a loose soft lock on the opponent. He can only special summon Winged Beast this turn. And we should be good. Like I said, if I had Urnite, I could have made a Baguska on top of that to just doubly stop my opponent. He's got Imperm, but you don't need to worry about that because you can't target this while Samorg's on the board. Alright, so that's a win, but that's not a very satisfying win because I didn't actually get to do any damage. So I'll leave this duel in just to give you a loose idea of what you're trying to do first turn is lock your opponent out of stuff loosely with Samorg and Barrier Statue. Your opponent's end phase, go for Apex Evian, and you start getting your Koa'ki Meirus and going for battle. Just run your opponent over. That's the idea of this deck. Let's go ahead for duel number 2, and find a better opponent that lets us, like, you know, do some interacting. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Of course, that doesn't help that we don't get to pick, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, this deck can go first or second. Prefer going first, but can go second. Alright, there's Urnite. Oh, this is the perfect going first hand I was talking about. Just my luck. This is always my luck. So up against Cyberdragons. Cyberdragons can be tricky. They definitely can be tricky if he can make Infinity, which is not something that Cyberdragons have any difficulty doing. And wouldn't you know it, for once I'm not running anti-Cyberdragon. Every time I don't put in a Chimera Tech, there's Cyberdragons. It's like they're cursed or something. Or maybe I'm cursed. The curse of the Cyberdragon. Something like that. But yeah, you know, playing these decks recently with, this desire for tanky, I've come to realize tanky, it getting hit to 1 sucks, but I don't think it's really going to ruin the game. I think, it's not fun, but we'll be okay. So let's go ahead, and like I said, I already have the Iron Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. I'm going to add a Maximus with the Diamond Core. This lets me add any Koa'ki Meiru card. It's very nice. And I can banish it to prevent my cards from being destroyed in the end phase, which is necessary because Koa'ki Meirus destroy themselves if you don't meet the requirements in the end phase. But we're good. So let's go ahead and do as we do, ditching Nerval. And we're going to try and make Simorgh again, because that's what we like to do. There you go. So let's go ahead and use Karis. This time we will ditch a Karis for this. Not a big deal. So we'll summon Karis out. And use his ability. I could make Shirag too, but I'd rather lock this dude out for a turn. Just in case. In case of bad things, press the button. So now we've got ourselves a Bird of Sovereignty. Let's go ahead and summon out Urnite. Urnite's special ability, reveal the Iron Core in the hand. And then I'm allowed to summon a monster. We want Supplier. Because when this guy gets special summoned, I can add another Iron Core or a Koa'ki Meiru. So in this situation, I'm actually going to go for... that's a hard one, actually. I'm going to get another Urnite for next turn, actually. That should be good. That way I can just completely run my opponent over. So let's go ahead, battle phase. And let's go ahead and destroy the Nashter. I got the name wrong. Nashter is dead first. Go after Cyberdragon. I doubt he has Honest. That'd be kind of weird. You know, Cyberdragon players don't tend to run Honest. They honestly don't need it. They honestly don't need it. That's a terrible pun. But I made it anyway because I'm trying to have some fun here. Fun with Koa'ki Meirus, which is, 50% lockdown, sadly, but that's the thing they do. So let's go ahead and make the Baguska. That way we don't have to risk, losing anything. We don't have to, reveal anything, discard any Iron Cores, nothing like that. We'll end our turn, and Simorgh will go off, and I shall summon forth the Statue of Barriers. Which will stop, unless he has to normal summon something. They can beat over this before he can do anything, so I don't have to worry about, Chimera Tech or anything like that. Plus, I got a Baguska, so I'm pretty set. So now end phase will happen again, and Simorgh... Oh, and he surrendered. Unfortunate, but that's what happens sometimes. So we're all set. That's what we're trying to do with this deck. Lock our opponents just a little bit, and then run them over. Which that's exactly what we were about to do. Now, admittedly, he started pretty bad. All he had was a Nash and a Cyberdragon. But I'll take the wins I get. Sometimes in EDOPro, you got to take the decks. Take the wins that you get. And so, let's go for Duel 3. Try, again, find a better opponent. But still do the things that we want to do. So, let's go for Duel 3. Alrighty, third opponent. Can we have ourselves a better opponent? At least can my opponent do something this time? Alright, opening hand is... doable? Doable. It's doable. It's not perfect, but it's a doable hand. And we do have impermanence, so that's good. We mostly run impermanence just so we have something in case we are going second. Just to be able to, like, say, hey, you're summoning something, you need a one-off. Hey, I imperm you. Nothing. Frick it. Oh, no, it's James Jackalope. Oh, okay, he lost Regeki. That's actually perfect for us. Because we do not want a Regekiing. That's like a major weakness of this deck, is field nukes. Field nukes are a major issue for this deck, because we do not want to get field nuked. So this guy is playing Last Warrior of the Planet Turbo. Nice. Very nice. I can respect that. I can respect that a lot, because I actually like that deck a lot. It's a very tricky deck. It doesn't always work, but if it works good. So he didn't do... What does this do? When you're putting it to spell cards, remember this card, negate the activation, destroy... Ow. That's, unfortunate. Let me think about this. Alright. I could just negate him, but I feel like that would be rude. So we're gonna go ahead and attack Meryoktai. This dude. Him and Zumbaya are fused into this dude that locks out summoning. It's a very nasty combo, if it works. But thankfully, I have stuff to stop that from working. So let's go ahead and do the thing we do 99% of the time. You know, once we get into like the 4th or 5th duel at this point, because I feel like we're just going to run over people all day, I will have to show off some other things. There is a toolboxy element to this deck. As you can tell, there's a lot of different things I can do. It's just like, sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. Honestly, it's mostly the one combo, but you can do other things. It really just depends on the hand you get. And we'll go ahead and ditch with Kit. No reason not to. No real reason. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Karis. Banishing. 3. And then we go for some more. The King of Tweety Birds. There you go. I really like this guy. I'm surprised he didn't get hit on the ban list or anything. I guess it really wouldn't matter. I mean, the fact that he can't be impermed is probably the strongest thing about him. But such is life. Okay, so my opponent surrendered. Understandable. Thing about this guy's deck is he really needs to make Last Warrior, like, first turn every time. But I had ways of stopping that, like with the impermanence. So, yeah, this was not a good matchup either. I mean, I'm showing off the power of our deck, which is good. But I'm not finding that really good opponent. Maybe I should switch to the competitive server. I don't know. Regardless, let's go for a 4th opponent. Find somebody who will give me the back and forth that I'm looking for. Alrighty, it's time for duel number 4. You know, we'll let our opponent pick. That's fine. He gets to go first. That's also fine. This opening hand will work just fine, you know. As long as I got my boy Tenki. I've got a Diamond Core as well. He's playing a Zambo deck of some variety. That could be a lot of different things. It's Zombos. I mean, 99% of Zombos nowadays are Eldritch things, but... Oh, even better, it's Skull Servants. Ooh. I like Skull Servants. Skull Servants are cool. Skull Servants are nice. I like Skull Servants. That's one of those decks that I'm pretty sure most people are required to like. Not like literally required, but like if you don't like them, it's like, why not? Why would you not like them? Is King of the Skull Servants not big enough for you? You want Big Daddy Bone Boy to be bigger? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay, let's be real though. We all want Big Bone Daddy to be bigger. You can quote me on that one. Yeah, you can quote me on that one. So this guy's going to be going through his little combo here. He's just trying to get as many Skull Servants in the grave. And then he's going to try and summon out the big king dude. That's what he likes to do, and that's what he's going to go for. Alright, king will not be that big, though. He's only going to be like 1,000. So I imagine he's going to use this as, like, link material or something. There's no real reason to keep a 1,000-point dude on the board. Let's see. Banish a zombie from the grave, except as Gozuki. Summon a zombie. Okay. And now he can bring back, I'm guessing, the Lady in White. Yep. Okay, so basically now this can't be destroyed in battle, and it's unaffected by spell traps. A very nasty thing to be sure. Oh, okay. Okay, now we're talking. Now I'm going to have to put effort into getting rid of you. Alrighty, finally getting that back and forth I was looking for. Alrighty, I appreciate it very much. Alright, now it's our turn. And let me think about this. Okay. Okay, I can deal with this. That is something I can deal, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's start with Tenki. Go ahead and do the thing we do a lot of times. But this time we're not going to go for Samorg. No, Samorg will not help us in this. Samorg is nigh useless in this particular battlefield. We're going to have to go for something bigger. Where'd Nerval? There he is. I was about to say, where did Nerval go? Did I already ditch him? No, I did not. Alright, so let's get Karis. And let's go ahead and activate our Diamond Core, which sadly does not add... Oh, wait, no, it does. Yep, there's Iron Core. I was about to say it doesn't, but then I'm like, yes, it does. What am I talking about? Alright, let's go ahead and activate Karis. We'll ditch an extra Urnite. And Wachumba. Then we're going to Wachumba some more. Wachumba forever. And we're going to banish everything in the grave to summon Shreg, the Ominous Omen. This is non-targeted banishment. And he has stuff to get banished cards back, but I'm going to hope that he can't make them. Not yet, anyway. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. I have no monsters to revive. Does he have any monsters worth reviving? Why did I even ask that question? He's playing Skull Servants. That only helps him. Alright. Let's go for Urnite, revealing the Iron Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. And bringing out our Supplier. And because of Karis, by the way, I can't use, let's see. Yeah, I can't use this guy's link material this turn. Which is an annoying thing sometimes, but is not too big of an issue. Let me think about this here. Do I have the game? Let's see. Summon the zombie from the grave. I guess I was thinking about using Monster Reborn to steal one of these things. But it wouldn't really matter, because if he brings one back and it dies, he gets it anyway. Yeah, so there's not much point to doing that. So let's go ahead and special summon Maximan. Let's see, is this... It's just sent to graveyard, period. Okay. Let's get rid of the lady who is in white. Unless he has a means of... Oh. Ouchie. I mean, that doesn't affect my Karis, but still. It don't affect Shreg, but it affects literally everything else. I guess I kind of have to make Utopia double. 10, 9, yeah, that'll work. Okay. This is why we run the one copy of the double or nothing, in case of things like that happen. So let's go ahead, double or nothing up. And this ought to be game unless he can stop this somehow. Because I'll just run this over and he'll take lots and lots of damage. Alrighty, so that should be game in theory. Unless he has something else, unless he has another copy of the princess. But I'm pretty sure that's a once per turn. Unless I'm mistaken. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and attack into Gozukai. We'll negate our attack with Utopia. And then double it or nothing. Alright, and that is going to be game. So, a much better opponent, to be sure. My opponent actually put up a fight this time. But we were able to outsource him with our toolboxy elements. So let's go ahead for another duel, because I feel like these are still really short. And see if we can just... I want to see the ultimate lockdown just once. But let's go for another duel. See if we can get that. Alrighty, our next opponent. What opponent are we on at this point? I've lost count. Anyway, we're going to go ahead, going first, which is good. Don't have stuff, but I have the means of getting stuff. As long as I have Urnite, I'm good. He's on the thumbnail for a reason, because he's the best of the Koa'ki Meirus. He's the best boy. Alright, so let's go ahead and reveal the Iron Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. Get our Supplier. And I'm going to go ahead and search another Urnite for next turn. in case good things happen for us, or if bad things happen and I really need another one. So we'll go for plan B for Baguska. Always put him away from these zones in case of anima. And we'll set a card and pass and hope for the best. Hope for the best. Sometimes you get the combo, sometimes you don't get the combo. But the thing is, we got Baguska, so that's at least stalling against, most decks anyway. Depending, of course, on what exactly this guy is playing. Who knows? Elemental heroes, you say. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, he's making Dark Law, which is always annoying, but not too big of an issue, because Baguska can just run this over. Granted, he is going to get himself, I'm guessing, Stratos, or possibly Ferris. Does this add any hero? Yes, it does. That's ridiculous. Alright, so he's going to get a Stratos for next turn. Understandable. Understandable. Alrighty, our turn. Ooh, tanky. Ooh, ooh. Let's go ahead. And if I add a card from my deck, he can banish a card in my hand, so there's not much point to that. Yeah, let's summon out this dude, Koa'ki Meiru Crusader. And we'll go for battle phase. So we're going to attack with the Crusader. If this guy destroys a monster by battle, I get back a Koa'ki Meiru card. Like my Iron Core. Or not my Iron Core, but my Diamond Core. No! I liked that card. You monster. How could you do such a horrible thing? I am deeply disgusted. Alrighty. Let's make double A Zeus. Hachamba. Alrighty. Heroes, they like to make them some combos. Let us show him the error of his ways. We'll see if he likes our combos. Our combos versus his combos. Alright, so Fractal. I don't need to explain Fractal at this point. You guys know what Fractal does. You fully understand what's about to happen. You guys are smart. I know. Generally the people who watch my show, they're pretty smart folk. What can I say? People these days, they know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. What are they looking for? Card games. That's what. They're looking for card games. And I'll go ahead and ditch with Kit. Doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. And we should be pretty set. I mean, what is he playing? Elemental Heroes? That's not much. I've got a Sky Thunder, a Sovereign Bird, and I'm going to have mother flippin' barrier statue. Yeah, I would love to see him get around this. Because even if he gets around this, he has to deal with that. And I have this. Yeah, he's got Solid Soldier, so he can summon a Wind monster if he has one. Is it Stratos Wind? He is Wind, okay. So Stratos is going to get him a... what? Add an elemental hero. I can allow this. I don't need to just willy-nilly negate stuff. I could, but I don't need to. Alright, gonna get the Ferris. He can't summon Ferris. Which is good for me, bad for him. And we're good for now. He can destroy the barrier statue. But luckily, when I get my card destroyed, I can attach a material to my Zeus. Who do I want to send? Let's equip a Shireg. Why not? We'll equip a Shireg just for the fun of it. Alright, so I'm going to lose a monster. I will take some damage. Not a big deal. Because now he's going to try and do his little combos. But the thing is, I can get around the Ferris combo. Because I have impermanence. Nope, we're good. We're pretty set. Unless he's got, like, something ridiculous. I mean, he's got the malicious, that's true. He does have the malicious. We do have to be careful about that one. Other than that, though, we're pretty set. I mean, he's got 2 cards in hand. He does have a bunch of heroes. But he needs the malicious to be on the board to make Cross Dude, if I'm not mistaken. So he'd have to bring this back first. Or maybe he doesn't. Target a hero, summon it. Okay. What else does this do? Okay, we're going to wait for him to summon that. And then we're going to hit the board. I don't trust you. I banish everything. And thanks to Charade, I get a monster whose level is equal or less than the number of banished of my beast warriors and such. So basically, I get a Caress. It's not much, but it's something. Alright, so the question is, can you do anything else? Nope. Okay, good. Alright, we're pretty set from there. I don't even have to do much of anything. I could do a lot. I'm just going to go for Urnite. Nice and simple. Go for Mr. Koa'ki Meiru Iron Core. Get myself my supplier. Might as well add myself a Maximus. Just to say that I did. Get myself a Maximus. You know, he's part of my rank 8 stuff, because he's level 8. I got level 8, so I can make rank 8s if I want to. I just don't want to. Alrighty, so there's another win. A much better matchup. I do feel like we were able to just completely shut this hero player down, which is what you want to do before hitting him really hard. So, I think we're good. I think we're good for now. We've seen most of what this deck can do, at least in terms of main deck stuff. That, like I said, this is mostly side stuff. So let's go for the end screen. I think we're good for now. Alrighty, everybody. Koa'ki Meiru Tri-Brigade with full power tanky. I lost count, honestly, of the duels because they kind of went by today. You know, sometimes that happens, especially if your deck is actually based around like the soft locking out of a turn. Your opponent's not going to last too long. Admittedly, some of our opponents weren't the best, but that happens sometimes. You know, what's important is I got to show the deck off, show you how it works. I got to show you the combos, and there's more you can do with this deck. Not a whole lot more, but we do have the rank 8s that you can go into. Yeah, Boral Sword for damage, and Charade the ban. Well, Charade did his thing, so that was something. But for the most part, it's a nice, simple deck. It is going to hurt a little bit without the triple tanky, but the deck won't be 100% dead. It'll just be harder. Little bit harder, but, you know, things like trading will help. You know, any draw power you can add to this will definitely help. So, I like the deck. It's a nice deck. So, I hope you guys at home did enjoy this deck. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Hit the like button while you're down there just to let me know that you enjoy it. And I'm going to try real hard tomorrow to get out a Fire Fist deck at full power for the last time. So, thank y'all for watching. Your boy Memphis is signing out. I'll see you guys again later. Take care.